Good day, Brad. If an immigrant becomes a citizen through marriage, how long after a divorce, after being a citizen, can he or she file for a foreign spouse?
Next day.
We've got a question from Tyra, who said, I was married back in 2013, but my husband was abusive and we broke up. I filed a VAWA case, but they denied me because of lack of evidence that I entered into a good faith marriage. Now I'm married to my wife, and she filed all the paperwork. I did my fingerprint in September.
So it's a same-sex marriage now.
So now it's a same-sex marriage.
Okay.
The case has been paused and was sent to Vermont. And when I called the 800 number, they said my receipt isn't pulling anything up in their system, so I should just write to the Vermont Center. Does that sound like a problem? Do I need a lawyer on my case?
I think it sounds like you need a lawyer. Because I don't know what they're investigating, but quite frankly, if you're in a real first marriage and you're in a real second marriage, and if the second marriage is a same-sex marriage, and you're in love and you can prove it, then let them investigate all they want. That's what it sounds like is happening here. But definitely you're going to need a lawyer.
Navneet said, my I-485 interview is tomorrow and my occupation on my tax return from 2016 is written incorrectly as a software engineer instead of software industry. But the rest of the returns are fine. Do offices audit tax returns, and will they be asking specific questions on tax returns? My income, employer, and everyone listed is correct.
They just look at the income at the bottom, and if there's an error, I wouldn't worry about that. Software engineer, software. What was the
industry?
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah. I'm not a software anything. I couldn't have told you the difference.
Yes.
Asked about the sensitive case, but here's the situation.
Oh, this is the sensitive case.
This is the sensitive case.
Okay.
I'm in a same-sex marriage, and immigration let me do my biometric and my medical, but now they're telling me that my case is sensitive. It's considered a sensitive case, and they've given me no additional info. I got no idea what this means. Can you help?
It means they're investigating you.
They're
investigating. Apparently, what we're hearing from lots of same-sex marriages is that there's full investigations going on to make sure that you are truly in a real same-sex marriage, and it's not your best friend marrying you to get a green card.
Right. Therese Bright said, my question is, can I board the plane with my EAD to different states?
Yes, you can. Anna Nicole's like, Brad said taki taki, I felt like dancing.
I know, that's the thing. It's like you immediately hear it. Gurpreet said, my I-485 employment-based tax return asked how many years of returns is required, and does the USCIS officer audit the tax returns during the interview? Will they go
the same question?
It's a different person.
What is this, for citizenship or green card?
It's for an I-485.
Nobody's auditing tax returns.
And so they're asking, do they go into detailed deductions and the credits that you've asked for?
No, but they're going to look at your net income, your gross income. They're going to want to make sure that you're earning the salary that you're supposed to be earning in your labor application, and that you're working for the company that you're supposed to be working for. So what they're looking at is, if your labor application says you're supposed to earn $60,000 a year, they want to see a W-2 of $60,000 a year. If your labor certification says you're supposed to earn $20,000 a year, but you're a family of 6, then they're going to deny you for poverty guidelines, so you're going to have to hopefully have a second affidavit of support from somebody. Or a job letter that says that you're going to be above the poverty level. They're looking at gross and net incomes to determine any sort of fraud on the labor application and poverty guidelines. They're not looking at deductions and credits. They're not the IRS.
We've got a question from Mohammed, who says that he checked his case status online, and it says, we scheduled an interview for your Form I-85. But they never got the message that says, we are ready to schedule your interview. So my question is, when am I going to get the actual notice in the mail?
Any day then.
He's been waiting 2 weeks.
It should be any day.
Okay.
Wait another week or so. If you don't hear, then give us a call.
Zachary says, do the parents need to show their assets before the I-130 petition is filed by their son for an immigrant visa?
No.
Shanika said, my husband is filing for me and my kid and the kids in Jamaica, but wants to retire. Can he retire after he does the affidavit of support before we get our interview? He filed for us in July of 2018, and we just got a receipt in August that they received the I-130.
I mean, you have to be able to show that you can support your family after you come here. If he's going to retire the day after he does the affidavit of support, and the embassy knows that that affidavit of support is no longer a really valid one because the man retired, you can run into a problem. me personally, let the man work until the people get here.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
hold on and retire the day after,
Exactly.
man. She's also wondering about how long do you think the entire process is going to take from start to finish? They started back in July of 2018.
Who's doing what?
A husband is filing for me and the kids in Jamaica, so
12 to 18 months start to finish.
Ken Kibbitt said, if your VAWA was filed as an abused spouse by a U.S. citizen doesn't go through, do you have an option of marriage again, or what would be alternative?
Get married again. If it's a bona fide marriage, absolutely you have that option.
Ari says, I violated immigration law by overstaying my tourist visa when I went to California with my mother when I was 11 years old in 1994. I'm 32 years old now and have spent the last 12 years in my home country. How come USCIS approved my mother's petition for me even though I previously violated immigration law? Do they not have my entry and exit dates in any of their government systems, and is it going to pose a problem for me?
They certainly have your exit and entry dates, but there is no law that says because you violated immigration law you can't get a visa petition approved. The visa petition establishes that you're eligible for a green card. It doesn't establish whether you're admissible or inadmissible. It just says that you are approved in this particular category, or so-and-so sponsored you, they're a citizen or a resident, your husband, and you're married to him in a bona fide marriage, you're eligible for this benefit. Now you have to go for an interview at a U.S. embassy, and that's when they're going to determine whether you are an admissible alien or an inadmissible alien. I hate to use the word alien, but that's what the word is that's actually in the Immigration Nationality Act. And the admissibility depends on, did you overstay beyond your 18th birthday? If you overstayed beyond your 18th birthday for 180 days, you have a 3-year bar. If you overstayed 365 days, you have a 10-year bar. If the overstay was prior to your 18th birthday, they know about it, but it is not a bar to getting a green card because you were not in control of your life. Your mother was in control of your life at that point.
Oh, so blaming it on mom is the one time.
No, it's any overstay of a child is fine.
Oh, okay.
It's just once you hit 18.
Oyen said, I just filed VAWA and I don't have my receipt yet and my I-485 interview is close. What do I need to submit or tell the interview officer to put my I-485 on hold?
You go to the I-485 interview and you bring receipt of your VAWA.
We've got a question from Janelli who said, I'm currently on a student visa. My first question is, can I leave the country and come back without problems using my student visa even if I have an ongoing petition?
Petition for what?
We don't know.
Well, you can't travel on a student visa if you have a petition for a green card, because a student visa is a non-immigrant visa, meaning that you have to, when you come into the airport, you're telling the government that you have an intent to leave America once your studies are over. If you have a petition filed, that means that you've told the government you intend to live in America for the rest of your life. So if you were to travel, those would be incongruent. You would be making a misrepresentation and probably be put in some sort of deportation hearing.